What's up, guys? Welcome to my Panthers draft preview. So, as we know, the NFL draft is coming up in a couple of days, April 26th, I believe it is. Now, I just want to do a video predicting who we will end up drafting in the first 5 rounds. Now, I'm only going to go over the first 5 rounds because it's really hard to predict after that. Because, I mean, you don't even know who's left on the board at that point, and it's really just me guessing. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, for round 1, I'm hoping that we can pick up Isaiah Oliver, cornerback out of Penn State. Now, a lot of people want us to draft a safety, and I totally understand that. But we have a huge lack of talent at the cornerback position. If you want to be able to make a playoff push, then you need 2 shutdown corners. Honestly, it's a requirement. Now, Isaiah Oliver could come in on day 1 and be that shutdown corner for us. Among all the DBs to come out of college over the past 2 decades, Isaiah Oliver has the 6th longest wingspan of all of those prospects, which is crazy. Now, if for just his wingspan, he would be an incredible first or second round prospect, but he doesn't have just that. He's also incredibly aware, he has great instincts, ball hawking ability, and he's mastered the little nuances of being a great cornerback and getting away with pass interference. He's incredible in zone coverage, he can play press, he can play man, everything that you need to, but we primarily run zone coverage on the Panthers defense, so the fact that he's really good at that, that's really all we need. Now, the thing about Isaiah Oliver is if you have even average safety help over the top, this kid and that safety can completely shut down one half side of the field. So if we have that, man, we could have our own no-fly zone easy. Now, for round 2, I'm hoping that we can pick up Brian O'Neill, and he is a offensive tackle / offensive guard out of Pitt. Now, with the loss of Andrew Norwell, we obviously have a gaping hole in the interior of our O-line, and I'm hoping that Brian O'Neill could come in and fix that hole. Now, the cool thing about Brian O'Neill is that he played both left tackle and left guard at Pitt. So, as you all know, Matt Kalil was extremely underwhelming at the left tackle position, right? He really wasn't much of an improvement over Mike Remmers, despite the crazy price tag that we put on him. Honestly, Brian O'Neill's value comes from the fact that he can play both left tackle and guard. Now, if he's better than Matt Kalil, hey, we start him over Matt Kalil. That's awesome. If not, he's fantastic depth for O-line, which is always what you need. You always need depth. Now, I'm assuming that Taylor Moton, the guy that we drafted last year in the 3rd round, or the 2nd round, sorry, I'm assuming that he's going to be able to come in and play for left guard in replacement of Andrew Norwell. And this guy, Brian O'Neill, could just very well be a great depth guy. Now, for round 3, I got us getting Jesse Bates. He's a safety, defensive back out of Wake Forest. Now, Jesse Bates has been compared to all-pro perennial Earl Thomas. Now, that's a guy that us Panther fans know all too well, right? Now, I know this kid isn't the fastest or the biggest, but honestly, this kid has heart and he has determination. And that's something that doesn't show up enough on scouting reports. This kid lives and breathes in the film room. Like, you will catch him doing nothing else but studying film, and he is a master of preparation, and that's something that we absolutely need on this defense. He's that guy who's going to come in and be that and play that chess match with that quarterback, right? He's going to be lining up all the DBs all over the field, telling them where to go, telling them play press. Now, we already have a chess captain on the defensive side of the ball. We already know that stud middle linebacker, right? Now, imagine having 2 of those guys, 2 captains that are able to assort all the guys in the field. Luke Kuechly assembling the defensive line and our linebacking core, and then we got Jesse Bates assembling our cornerback and safeties. How crazy would that be? Now, if we are able to grab him in the 3rd round with our first 3rd round pick, oh man, you better hope that we grab that dude, because he is great value, and I'm thinking that he could possibly be a Pro Bowl or All-Pro safety. Now, with our 2nd, 3rd round pick that we're getting from Buffalo, I'm thinking that we grab Sony Michel, running back out of Georgia. Now, with the departure of Jonathan Stewart, we are desperately in need of that bruising power back, and I really think that Sony Michel is that guy. I love seeing underappreciated talent in the draft. Whether it be Deshaun Hall from last year, who we drafted, who was completely overshadowed by Myles fucking Garrett, or Or this kid, Sonny Michel, he was a rotational back behind Nick Chubb, and he's just been completely overshadowed by the likes of him, Darius Geis, Royce Freeman, right? Just like this kid really isn't on the radar as much, and I don't understand why. He looks like a prime Jonathan Stewart. He has the incredible center of gravity like Alvin Kamara, and he has that pass catching ability like Kareem Hunt, right? So you get all three of those things, and you make up a fantastic complement back to Christian McCaffrey. So if he's there with our third rounder, I'm hoping we can get this cowbell back. And I'm hearing that he's really high on Marty Herney and Norv Turner's draft boards, so look out for him if he is there in the second, third round. Now, we don't have a round 4 this year. We ended up trading it, I believe, to the Cleveland Browns for Michael Pilardi, so we're going to go straight to the 5th round. And for round 5, I'm hoping that we get Troy Apke, safety from Penn State. I believe that Troy Apke is the ball hawking free safety that we've been missing since Kurt Coleman of 2015. And free safety, honestly, is one of those positions that makes or breaks your defense, right? Because they're the ones that get the pass breakups, they're the ones that get the interceptions, right? And if you don't have like a solid free safety, then you're probably not getting that many interceptions or turnovers on your team, which in all likelihood is meaning you're not winning that many games. I'm hoping that we can get him with his 4.3 speed. He could shut down any side of the field. You pair him up with Isaiah Oliver, if we grab him, you have a recipe for Thieves Avenue 2.0. If we can grab him in the 5th, man, he would be a steal. He's got a great high football IQ, and I'm thinking that we can rotate him between free and strong safety, just like we usually do with Kurt Coleman and Mike Adams, and just like how Mike Zimmer does with Harrison Smith. That's kind of who I'm envisioning Troy Apke becoming. And if we grab this kid, man, our defense is going to be looking scary. Those are the guys that I'm hoping that we draft in rounds 1 through 5. Of these 5 guys that we draft, I'm thinking at least 4 of them can come in and be all-pro, Pro Bowl caliber players, just like the Saints had from last year. Like, they had an incredible draft last year, and I'm thinking that we can do the same thing, because the holes that we need to fill, they're really rich in this draft. Stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, and press that like button. Thanks for watching, guys.